That's fucking massive. I poured it myself. I don't know why I'm mad.
It's too big. You chose that, Vic.
Well deserved.
You help yourself to that whenever you like. There is also beer in the fridge. You're more than welcome to whatever you like. Our house is your house.
That's warmed me cockles.
Oh, that smells really good, actually. Have we got another question?
Yes. This one is leading on from the shocking club night you were talking about before. What's the one gig you've done in your career you wish you'd turned down? So meet and greets, TV, anything.
There's a couple. So in terms of meet and greets, I remember going somewhere in Scotland, right? And the specific club shall remain nameless because I'm still scared. But I got egged. I got egged and someone threw a cup of piss at me. The cup of piss missed, but the egg hit.
Wow.
I know.
How the same person who threw both?
I don't know. People have got two hands, so it could have been. But I actually feel like it was a joint effort.
If not, that's a mad coincidence, isn't it?
I also
two people just right after each other. Egg and piss.
I think they definitely collaborated.
Right.
Yeah.
What was that club you were at in Scotland a couple of weeks ago? Wasn't that one, was it?
Foo Bar, I think it was called.
Oh, I've done Foo Bar. Like near
In
Stirling. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I actually half liked Foo Bar.
Yeah, we did. We
had
went
a
on
good time.
Portsmouth Stag Do.
Yeah,
it was
it
great.
absolutely did not get egged in Foo Bar.
No, we had the time of our lives in it. It was fucking great.
Stirling's lovely. That's where I got my engagement ring from.
Ah!
I know.
It is a lovely little town. I actually want to put a tour show on there.
Really?
Now that I've been there, it's really nice.
The Scots can party. The Scots
I loved it.
can party.
Glaswegians, I've got such an affinity for them. I've got a story I've never told on this that was brought back into my attention last week. I actually told it on the Green Room podcast last night, but
This is going out first.
this
so
will go
screw
first.
them.
Fuck 'em.
So-
I'm mortal again.
This is... I'm going to go off the rails.
That's all it took.
So, this is a gig that I probably should have never done. Welcome, Steve.
Hello, honey.
So, this is about 9 years ago. So, I'm like 2 or 3 years into doing comedy. And the reason I've remembered this story, there's a girl I've been talking to, and she told me a hair story of it, right? And then it triggered the memory that I'd done the same event.
Okay.
So she's not a comedian. She's, at the time, worked for a magazine.
Right.
And she was sent to the poetry night in Leaf on Bold Street in Liverpool. So they used to do a student poetry night every Wednesday or Tuesday, whenever it was. And she was sent to do a little piece. Are you okay?
No. No, I'm not. I tried to show off and I regret it. Give me a second.
So she's got the same thing that I have as a comic and most of my mates have, and I imagine you have a similar thing because you're in the world of being funny.
Okay. Oh.
You know when someone is being really serious and you can't stop laughing at it?
Yeah.
Like a funeral and you get the giggles and you're like, oh God, right? So she's telling, the reason she told me the story is because that come up in the conversation.
Yeah.
So she'd been sent to do a piece on this poetry night, and obviously poets take themselves very seriously. And it's also a ridiculous art form that deserves no respect.
But tell me how you really feel.
It's just people who would like to write songs but can't.
They can't sing.
Yeah, they can't sing and they can't write it to music. Twats, okay? I might have been
That's you told Wilfred Owen. I don't know any poets. Is he a poet?
What'd you say?
Kanye done poetry before he was...
Yeah. And then he progressed and now he's got my respect and admiration.
Oh, okay.
I feel like that's a very risky statement.
Or he had it until recently.
Yeah.
So, the poem she had to leave. Now, you got to understand before I say this. When she told me this, she was like, please don't hate me. Because, and I understand why she said that. And I'm, as a Liverpool fan and a Scouser,
Yeah.
I understand why she was nervous about telling me this story.
Okay.
A guy got up on stage to do a poem called The 96.
Oh, shit.
Right?
Hillsborough.
Really, really serious about it. But it was the worst poem of all time.
Shit.
Right? So, like, I'll tell you one of the lines off thing because I don't want to be laughing at anything. But, like, it made me laugh and I'm a Liverpool fan
Yeah.
whose granddad was at Hillsborough and survived.
Yeah.
Like, and I was like, right. She was like, I had to leave because everyone else was getting really moved by the poem.
And she was like,
Right.
the laugh.
She was like, shoulders start going.
Oh God.
So I'm laughing at this story, and then I was like, I had like a therapy breakthrough. I was like, I've done the same gig, right?
What, the actually same one? You were there?
Not the same night, but I was booked to perform at that poetry night, but to do stand up, right?
That's a bit of a change of like direction in it for the audience.
You have got no idea, Vicky Pattison, right? So I get this is about 9 years ago, and I get asked. I think it was a Tuesday, right? And they go, on Tuesday, can you come and do a gig for us at Leaf on Bold Street? It's 120 quid for 20 minutes.
Oh,
and I was like,
can.
back then, like I'd probably do that now.
Bang.
And back then, I was like, 120 quid on a Tuesday in town, 100%, right?
Yeah.
So I went down, and I get there, and I was like, is this a poetry night? And she goes, yeah, shh, right? So I'm like, but you know, I do stand up. She's like, yeah, shh. I go, how many poets are on? She's like, 11, right?
Oh, nah.
So there's 11 poets on, and then me,
You're the headliner.
apparently. So the first 10 poets go on to, right? The 11th poet was greeted like the Pope in Dublin, right?
Rapturous applause.
like Ishan at a Have a Word live show, like just, go on, lad, right?
Woo!
So this guy goes on stage, and I'm like,
What was so special about him?
that will be revealed.
Oh, okay. I'm getting ahead
Very
of myself.
momentarily. So he goes on stage, right? Mike's in the mic stand, and he goes, cancer! Right? So I look to the girl next to me, and I'm like, what the fuck's going on? And why do they all love him? And she goes, well, his mum died of cancer 3 days ago,
No.
and they're all here to support him,
Oh, God, I feel like I'm going to throw up.
right?
It's only a little bit to do with the shot.
So, so he's he's reciting this poem through tears.
Oh, my God.
So he's like wiping tears. So the whole audience now went, am I on after him?
Oh, my God.
And the girl goes, yeah, you're here to cheer everyone up.
Oh, my God.
Right? So I go, right, okay. So he does the poem. Massive applause at the end. The MC goes back on. And when I say MC, he was a master of ceremonies. He wasn't comparing and doing crowd work.
Yeah, yeah.
He would go on and go, that was Keith, and here's John.
Yeah.
Right? Literally.
John.
So he goes on at the end to bring the guy off.
Yeah.
And I swear this is how I was introduced. So he hugs the lad who's done, he hugs Cancer Boy poem, right?
Cancer boy poem.
So he hugs him for what was probably 10, 20 seconds, but felt like an hour and a half, right? Comes off, goes to the mic stand, he goes, oh my God. For him to do that 3 days after, and just,
I feel like I'm actually going to cry.
anyway, I know a lot of you are first timers here tonight. Any regulars will know we're normally strictly poetry. But there's a comedian who wants to close the show.
Oh, my God. So they made it sound like you fucking wanted to steal Cancer Boy Poem's thunder.
It looked like I turned up, gone, well, he's fucking miserable. Why? I'll cheer everyone up. And he goes, so please give it up for Mr. Rowe. So I'm introduced as this pretentious Mr. Rowe guy.
Also, I feel that makes you sound like a music teacher.
Mr. Rowe?
Yeah. Like who teaches people the clarinet. Do you not feel like Mr. Rowe sounds like he would teach you the clarinet?
Yeah.
Absolutely. I used to play the clarinet.
Did you?
Me
Yeah.
too.
Did you?
Yeah.
I got told to give up because I didn't have enough puff.
What?
We'll just leave that one to hang.
I didn't have enough puff.
Like enough breath?
Yeah?
I'm asthmatic and I was fine.
What the fuck? What's
Are you
that?
sure you ain't just really shit at it? And they were like, oh, you haven't got enough air in your lungs.
No, I feel like until you said that, I absolutely accepted that as the right excuse. But now I'm questioning myself. Fuck, I played a wicked Three Blind Mice. What a liberty. I'm actually questioning my whole childhood, man.
Your whole
Your life's a lie.
It's a big
hinged on your clarinet removal.
I thought I was wicked.
What was the dream?
Clarinet player.
Is that what you wanted to do?
No, I don't know. My older cousin played the clarinet, and I half just wanted to be a bit like her.
Yeah.
That was.
Did
what
you
it
have
was.
any dreams when you were a kid? Did you have anything that you didn't end up doing? What did you want to be?
Oh, it changed all the time. Like when I was really little, I wanted to be a teacher because all the people I liked at school, they were teachers, you know, so you half like just, you know. And then after that, I wanted to have glasses because my best mate, Jackie Anderson, had glasses. It was a pretty big goal.
Your dream
Yeah.
is to have
What do
glasses.
you want to be when you grow up? I want to be hard of
Steve,
sight.
can you make this dream come true today?
Can I try them? Oh my god, how much do I look like Dan?
Oh, that's so funny. You actually suit them.
Do you think?
Yeah.
See, now you can see where it was my dream.
Yeah.
You look like a librarian with them on.
Do you think?
Yeah.
A sexy one or just a normal one?
A sexy librarian, but on a day off.
Shh.
Yeah. But always on.
You're not that blind still, yeah.
So how did the poetry night finish?
Oh, yeah.
Did it
So
go as bad?
I didn't just die. It was anger. But like back then, I'm talking like nearly a decade ago, I had no second gear as a comic. So if that was now, I would
You'd
come
be
out
able
of the
to
routine and be like, look, we all hate me. But and I'd do something about the crowd or like make it about something else and make it not funny but relevant and say something or whatever.
But back then, did you basically just have your show and you did it and you couldn't, like, because
Yeah,
you were just learning,
I had
weren't you?
20 minutes of material and I did all of it in about 13 minutes.
That's actually horrific. I don't think they should have put you in that position, you know?
They didn't know. There were students who didn't know what they were doing.
Yeah.
But I left to like the sound of my own footsteps. Like they were not just silent, angry, but very luckily they'd paid me when I arrived.
Yeah.
Ah, the
Then
dream.
I don't think they would have not paid you. Like, that wasn't your fault, babe.
Oh, Vicky, like there's so many times where you get booked for a private thing like that where if it doesn't really go well,
Yeah.
regardless of the situation,
Yeah.
they're like, well, I'm not paying for that. I've had corporates where like Dan's had them as well, like corporate bookings, like
Big companies and that.
big companies will be like, I'm not paying for that.
No.
And you have to get like agents and lawyers and shit involved.
Why? Do you know what? Just as like, not involved in that circuit at all, obviously, but as an outsider looking in, like, I just would not embarrass myself.
Yeah.
By looking like I couldn't pay for something. Like, I'd be mortified to be that person.
Yeah. It's why I won't. So I get asked to do weddings a lot. I get a lot of messages going, we're getting married next year. Would you do a set at our wedding? And I always say no.
Yeah.
I'm like, my price for a wedding, and it's never been any different, and it
Yeah.
will always be this, is £10,000.
Uh-huh.
I'm like, if someone gives me that, I can't turn 10 grand down because it's 10 grand for a day's work.
Yeah.
But you are essentially paying me to be comfortable with ruining the best day of your life.
I know. That's a big, like, emotional responsibility.
Because Nana and fucking Auntie Jill don't like stand-up.
Nah.
And you're gonna force everyone likes music, so whether it's a band or DJ,
Yeah.
in some regard there'll be something they can enjoy.
Yeah.
If you'll book me, and I'm not like a vanilla comic anyway,
No.
fairly abrasive on stage and whatever, there's gonna be certain people in that audience who are like, the fuck's he doing? And the kid, you can't say that in front of children. Like, it'd be awful.
That's a really divisive decision, I think.
Yeah. So I'm just like, I'm like, I won't do it, but if you give me 10 grand, I will.